Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have for you. This is how physical media and streaming should work together. Now, there's no secret here on my channel that I absolutely cannot stand the big streaming services, specifically like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, stuff like that, because of what they've done to entertainment. Now, I did do a video recently about streaming is dead. Basically, what that really meant was streaming is dead is like they're no longer going to sink masses of millions amounts of monies into original programming like they've been doing, because that's what they think was going to sell, and it's not selling. Nobody's watching original programming much anymore. They're going to scale back on that sense because they're losing money. It's a bad business decision. But I saw this article here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. It says how the Criterion Channel got me to buy more Blu-rays. Now, this is what I'm talking about, how physical media and streaming should work together to begin with, right? Because yes, the Criterion Channel, which is a champion of physical media and it was a physical media boutique label from the beginning, does have its own streaming channel that you can sign up for, but it hasn't affected their physical media sales at all. Actually, it's kind of helped them. So I'm going to get ahead and get into this article. I'm not going to read the whole article. But I'm going to get to where this author here, Mark McPherson, makes his points. The beginning of this article stuff is like stuff I talk about all the time about preserving physical media, what it means to own it, what streaming's done to it, and everything like that. And then the launch of the Criterion streaming. But this is what I'm going to get to where he starts off here. It says streaming a gateway to Blu-rays. What? What do you mean? So made David Lynch, rest in peace as well too. Awesome director. It says, when I signed up for the Criterion Channel streaming service early, it was treated like a big deal. The company sent me a cute little metal card signifying my membership and granted me early access to the service, which was slowly streaming one movie at a time. But they also granted me a discount and coupons for their DVDs and Blu-rays. The reduced price of the videos was a real draw because Criterion releases are not cheap. They are not. The average Criterion Blu-ray costs $40. It does. See, I know that's something that people, complain about in today's day and age of prices, and Criterion has always been one of the more expensive ones. But let's continue into this article about what it's done, with this. And it says, which is a significant reason why I've only bought a few over the years. When Criterion DVDs were first released, I would rent as many as I could from my college library for the bargain price I was getting. The hefty price tag for Blu-rays is what initially made me an easy champion of the Criterion channel. Now, see, the price tag led him to the streaming service that Criterion has, but what did a Criterion channel service do for him as he watched it? So this is the good part. This is where it starts getting into it and everything. And it says, and it being one of the few services that offer classic movies, yes, because as we've learned about, a lot of these streaming services, the big ones, do not offer classic movies. They like to go a little from the 90s on upwards. Not that there aren't, they have the traditional 80s classics and all that, but not like some of the older movies and stuff like the Criterion plays are not available on streaming because they don't want, they want to reach the younger audiences on these big streaming services, so they don't really play these older movies. So it says, priced at $11 per month, you'd be getting your money's worth even if you only watch one movie a month. The collection boasts some of the best movies that I was often assigned to watch in school and had to hunt down if they weren't at the library. Yet I didn't find myself entirely resorting to the service as a substitute. What? And it says, we'll move on here. It says a collector's paradise. What do you mean? It says my Criterion subscription regularly sends me coupons that act as an incentive for the well-known Criterion flash sales twice a year, usually in late February or early March, and then in October, the distributor offers a 24-hour sale with 50% off their entire catalog. Couple the reduced price with the membership discount, coupons, and reward points, and it's hard not to buy something from the sales. It's more than just the discount and offers too. There's a communal experience of chatting with others about what we purchased during the sale. That right there is what I'm getting to here, is why physical media and streaming, how they should have worked together from the beginning. Streaming should have never, ever in a million years replaced the movie theater going experience, is what the big streamers tried to do. They ruined it, right? But with Criterion here, when you sign up with them, they give you coupons, they give you discounts. They're not like prioritizing their streaming over their physical media. They're working hand in hand because, so Criterion, it's $11 a month. Sign up, check it out, watch it, see movies that aren't on the other streamers. And you know what? dang, that movie was really good. I want to buy that movie. Oh, they send me coupons to buy that movie. So they also, are still touting the physical media. And then you get to yourself thinking, man, I really like that movie. I want to own that movie. You end up buying the movie, you use the coupons. And yes, there is something about with physical media that I know a lot of people will tell you, like, oh, you never had to experience. Yes, I legitimately had experiences in a video store where I talked to people about movies and what to rent to people behind the counters and everything like that. So there is this like communal thing build up around physical media, specifically like with boutique labels and stuff where you like I'm doing a channel right now talking to people about physical media. It's I'm building my own physical media community and YouTube community here where I talk about physical media. I talk about what I bought, what I like, and with other film lovers and stuff. So there's something built up around that, and I think this is a great example of how physical media and streaming could work hand in hand. Right. And also with Criterion, they're not sinking millions of dollars into something like Star Wars that nobody's watching on Disney Plus. They're getting these movies, these classic movies, and airing them on and making collections of them and sending them out there streaming and physical. And I think that's a great way to look at things. And I think if other streaming services would have done this, but I think like Netflix and all them should have really stuck with TV, and not that they couldn't show movies. They could have showed the movies like TV did back in the day after they did their theater release and everything. And if there's some of the originals that they've created, which eventually they were going to create originals, needed to be released on physical media. You give coupons and stuff like this, or you give deals or specials or something to alert you, like, hey, yes, there's like sort of like they did sort of start that at the beginning with like Orange Is the New Black in the first two seasons of Stranger Things and stuff. Some of the stuff they did release on physical media, but it's very few and far between. And a lot of that also has to do with like outside of like Stranger Things and stuff is like some of them were owned by Warner Brothers, other companies to begin with, so that's why they got the DVD Blu-ray release. But let's continue on here, and it says if that communal experience is something that appeals to you too, Barnes and Noble puts on a 50% off Criterion sale every year, which they do, that they also do. And that gives cinephiles the chance to commune in real life. I started venturing out of the store more regularly in late 2020 to get out of the house and found a community forming around the store's Criterion section. Even if we're all masked due to COVID, that was back in the day. It wasn't uncommon to strike up a conversation with somebody debating whether they should grab the giant Godzilla box set. Mind you, the Criterion channel offers no additional discounts to Barnes & Nobles. No, they don't. But they do inform subscribers when the sale is happening. It feels more like an invitation to collectors as inviting as going on to Letterboxd. See, that is what I love. Because, yes, maybe they won't give you the coupons for Barnes & Noble because that's not through Criterion, but they'll inform you and let you know that hey, it's out there. You can go buy this Blu-ray, this DVD, this 4K now. And I absolutely love that. And yes, like once again, there is a communal experience about going out in real life. And yes, and it's very hard. It's very hard to find physical media in stores and stuff now. There are Barnes and Nobles, and yes, the prices. Once again, I know so many people harp on the prices of physical media nowadays. I get it. I'm not going to convince everybody. It is what it is, and I wish the prices would come down themselves. But if in some cases, if I have coupons or if I have the money or whatever, I'm going to buy it. I don't care if it is $40. Do I wish the prices were cheaper? Yes. 100 times yes. I've missed those days of like $10 Blu-rays and stuff like that, or $20 Blu-rays. But I'm not going to lie. In today's day and age, if I can preserve this movies that I really love and I really want, I'm going to do it. But once again, I truly, I'm with you guys. The prices need to come down. I wish they would. I wish they would. But in today's day and age, it's going to take a lot, and it's going to take a lot of us together to support physical media to get that out there. And this continues by saying, I will admit there's an allure to how Criterion crafts their Blu-rays. The covers look nice, the printed inserts are stunning, and the numbered spines activate a level of collecting I haven't felt since playing Pokemon on Game Boy. Not a gamer, so I've never experienced. I collecting in movies. I love collecting physical media. It was the incentives offered through the streaming service, however, that gave me the motivation to expand my DVD collection further. Listen to that, right? So signing up for this streaming service got him to buy more Blu-rays and DVDs because they didn't snub their noses at physical media. Yes, Criterion to begin with is a physical media company, boutique label, right? But they did have to get into streaming as well too, and they still didn't stub their noses at. They didn't say, "Well, we're in streaming, so we're no longer going to put out releases." Now we're in streaming. We can help you find these movies that maybe you've never seen before that are on other streaming services, and now you can go out and buy them because we'll give you coupons and deals and stuff like that, or alert you when there's sales. That is how you work hand in hand with physical media and streaming. I wish other big streamers would take notes of this. Now, once again, this is a very niche audience here with Criterion movies and their Blu-rays and boutique Blu-rays and stuff. It's a niche audience, but it's working the way it should have worked to begin with physical media. And it continues here, it says, lining my shelves with the Criterion collection has been a fun experience, and it's due in no small part to subscribing to the Criterion channel. Much like Mubi and its subscription model, which offers a free movie ticket, Criterion encourages film lovers to engage rather than just filling up their watch list. Yes, exactly. It's not all about watch lists or algorithms or the new content slop that they are putting out. There's a physical component that makes collecting physical media more exciting, where opening the Blu-ray feels like cracking open a treasure chest. I couldn't have said that better myself. If some streaming services seem like they're an enemy of physical media, Criterion Channel has more of an ally. There you go. I'm going to take that down. Yes, Criterion has always been an ally of physical media, and and then as I was just mentioning earlier, a lot of these streaming services feel like they are the enemy of physical media. And it's because it's really because of Netflix. Because once Netflix started finding success, all these studios wanted their own streaming services and all their stuff on there and make money. And now they're losing billions and millions of dollars on these streaming services because nobody is watching the new stuff. Nobody wants to watch what they're making. Most people are watching the original stuff, and it's mostly just turned on in the background for people, and which is sad. Which is sad. That's why it's done so much horrible damage to entertainment in general. But luckily, there are places. Once again, I covered the thriving market of boutique labels. Thankful there are boutique labels and people out there that are still preserving physical media, still wanting you to go out and buy physical media, and working with their own streaming service to help elevate physical media. So I'm glad that is still a possibility that's still out there. I know some people won't agree with me. Some people still look at physical media as dead or dying. I do not. It's just gone back to the collector. It's a niche market, and there are people out there that are starting to get fed up with streaming services and going back to physical media. And I always say, at least buy your favorites on a physical copy, whatever suits you, whatever format, VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever format. But let me know what you guys thought about all this in the comments section down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That'd be awesome if you're in you guys' subscriptions. Possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hate me, or like this video, or hate this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it really truly is the superior format now more than ever. Godspeed.